on a beautiful Saturday. Don't have our winter decorations. They need to get up on this. Yeah, Saturday, December 6th. It's the eve of the Sunday of week 14. Last regular season week for most people in fantasy. Can't believe we're already here. Playoffs start next week for a lot of people. Last bye weeks for teams. Today marked the first day where I started putting together rookie scouting notes and diving into some analytical stuff, really with just one guy, because he was the first guy, Emmett Johnson out of Nebraska, running back. He was like the first to declare technically. I mean, there's some seniors that are going to enter as well, but he was kind of the first non-senior to declare. So, it's that time of year, so I'm excited. And yeah, we're here answering your questions if you got them. And we're hoping you hopefully clinch a playoff spot, clinch the number one, or a first round bye, or whatever it is that you need. We're here to help. So Frosty, I remember Frosty kind of bringing this up a week or two ago, talking about looking ahead and who he should drop out of Nix, Daniels, and Dart. Kind of a tough one there, but I want to keep Jaden Daniels, I think. Is he back this week?
Yeah, he's going to play.
This week. Yeah, he's going to play. I don't know if I want to necessarily start him this week, but I do want to hold him and just see what he looks like, because he has by far the most upside, in my opinion, and he has a pretty decent schedule for the playoffs. Giants and Cowboys. Giants in the first round of the playoffs, Cowboys in the championship. Eagles are kind of sandwiched in between there, so who knows what the Eagles are at this point. But defensively, I guess we'll find out a little bit more. But so I guess I don't know. Do I lean Bo Nix?
I think it's kind of a little easy. Yeah, so I agree with you about keeping Daniels. And if you need a starter this week, then it's Dart you got to drop because he's on a bye. And I think I kind of want Bo Nix over Dart because, I mean, like the reason why you're keeping Daniels is for the upside of the rushing, right? Which is why you would want to keep Jackson Dart too. So I think keeping the safe I don't even know if this is true. The safer floor of Bo Nix is probably the way to go.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like your upside play is Daniels. Your kind of steady quarterback is Nix. So I'm cool with that move there. So I think we're dropping Dart. Unfortunately, do it definitely Sunday morning so no one else can pick him up though. I guess they probably won't pick him up. Maybe, but just in case you want to have a chance to re-pick him back up because of an injury or something like that happens to Dart or Daniels or Nix.
You can't even really use that trick necessarily because he's on a bye week, so he'll probably be back on waivers after 24 hours, like most leagues on Monday.
Yeah, I just assume. Yeah, most of your guys will have played by then, so you're probably not. Maybe you have a room to pick them up. Someone does. Reed, Burden, or Mooney. I think it's Burden because you got Odunze out this week. So Jaden Reed is
don't even know
back.
If he's gonna play.
I guess. Yeah, I assumed. I was looking that up. I assumed he was back because he put him on here, but he's limited, questionable. But first week back, he's already kind of a boom bust type of guy. Doesn't play doesn't play as much as you want. I think the easy answer here is Burden with the Dunze out. I don't even know if necessarily Burden's going to get more like snaps, but I think he'll get more potential targets. So I think that's what I'm rolling with.
Yeah. Obviously, Drake London's out also for Darnell Mooney, but he just hasn't capitalized yet. Yeah. The last 2 weeks without London. 3 for 74 and a touchdown 2 weeks ago against the Saints, like encouraging, but he's definitely not what he
He's
was
one
last
catch.
year, even when London was there. Bree asked me as I was coming in here to do this, Darnell Mooney or John Mechie.
I'd probably go Mechie.
Yeah, at first I was like, yeah, probably Mooney. What did he do last week? And we looked at it, and it's like, probably John Mechie. So,
I mean, if you look at it, like Mooney's in the last 6 weeks has basically had one catch that like did
that
anything.
mattered.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, 150-yard catch for a touchdown. You take that out, and I know that's part of his game, but like he's literally had one of those in 6 weeks, and it's been garbage. Everything else. So, yeah, I'm going Burden here and Mechie for Bree there.
I mean,
TJ was on the Bills. Yeah,
it's actually won basically the entire season. Like if you look
Yeah.
at all his other games, like
yeah. I mean, he had a 40-yard catch in against San Francisco, so or a 38-yarder. So yeah, he's had like 2 catches all year. Big ones. I mean, he had an 11 target game, but wish BTJ was on the Bills. Just wait until AJ Brown goes. Wait until AJ Brown goes there. That's my. I'm hoping AJ Brown gets out of Philly this year and goes to either the Patriots or the Bills, like those 2 teams in particular. He's still under contract, so they're going to have to kind of take on that contract. And the out for his contract is not until 27. In terms of making sense, there's a lot of dead cap money, but you look at the Bills and the Patriots, man. Like, basically, AJ Brown's going to cost you $23 million next year. Like, you're trying to win the Super Bowl. You'll pay that for a guy like AJ Brown, especially with the Patriots and Drake May on a rookie contract. I feel like they can handle that. Down with funds back. I know. I've noticed that you've been a little not there. I understand though. Life happens and stuff. So down with funds in a pretty close race with Proposition Joe, in the Zeus League for the number 1 seed. They are separated. Down to Fun currently has it, but he has about a 40-point lead on it's Brendan. Sorry, it's not Joe. It's Brendan. Has about a 40-point lead on him for the 101. So it'll be fun to watch that and how that plays out there. But welcome. McCaffrey and Dowdle on a bye start 2. Manungai, Neal, or Knight. Interesting one here. Manungai, Neal, and Knight. I feel like they're all like right there. So I might just go best matchup, which is probably Neal, right?
So we need
Green
to start
Bay and Rams are
two,
the other one.
right?
Start 2.
So I think I'm just gonna start the 2 starters and not Manungai, even though he's been maybe marginally better. But Manungai is gonna play the least, most likely. And it's against Green Bay. So I heard some interesting data about the running back carries in Chicago, and like it's kind of been all over the place, right? Like not necessarily in terms of split, but volume. Like last week there was 40 carries by Manungai and Swift. The week before that there was 20. The week before that there was 33. And the week before that, there was closer to 20 again. So it's kind of all over the place, depending on like the game script seems to be kind of dictating that a little bit. And going against the Packers in a must-win to kind of stay on top of your division or to retake the division by Green Bay, it's going to be a pretty serious game. So I'm kind of wondering what that situation is going to look like for Manungai this week. Like, do you think they're going to run closer to 20 times as a team or 40 against Green Bay?
I would assume the game's going to be competitive.
Yeah.
So
maybe
I would
in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, 40 is a lot, but if I had to guess, like closer to 40 or 20, I would probably guess closer to 40. And
Yeah.
31 is closer to 40, right? So I'm thinking like right in the 30s range. Kind of looking at Green Bay um, fantasy points wise and what they're allowing. Like for the season, they are looks like about 12, giving up the 12th most points. So I don't think it's anything really to be scared about necessarily. Last 4 weeks, they are closer to middle of the pack, giving up about 23 points per game to running backs. Just kind of looking at like some of the guys they played. I mean, they played Gibbs. They kind of shut him down in the run game. Really, they kind of shut him down that game. 20 for 68 and then 3 for 18. So they really did shut down Gibbs there. They also played the Vikings guys, the Giants guys, the Eagles guys. So nothing too crazy there the last 4 weeks. But they gave up, it says they've given up a decent amount of points there. So I don't know where exactly those points actually came from. Aaron Jones was okay. Mason, I don't know. I don't know where those 23 points came from now that I'm kind of digging into it. Was it the Giants? I mean, Tracy had a good game, 19 for 88, 4 for 51. So he had a good game against them.
Yeah. I mean, Monangai has got a touchdown every game for the last 4 weeks, and that's kind of been like bolstering him a little bit. But even with the touchdown, it's not been pretty, right? Like he hasn't finished less than or lower than RB30 since, and that's what he finished as against the Giants. But this is half PPR. 8.8, 10.2, 10.8, and then a good game last week because he ran for 130 and a touchdown, but you're not getting any catches. And if you don't get that touchdown every game, you're going to be at like 5 points, it seems. So I think it's a little easier. I mean, he honestly, he probably has the best touchdown upside out of these guys, but so I guess it kind of depends on what you need, but I mean, his ceiling is basically 12 points almost, something around that 12 PPR points.
Yeah, I'm fine if you want to go. I don't know. I'm not a big Zonovan Knight fan in general. DeMercado is out, which does help Zonovan Knight, obviously. So if you wanted to go with him, I'm probably going to go Monangai and Neal there. Rams on the season are a tougher matchup, although the last 4 weeks they haven't been great against running backs. But they have played McCaffrey. I know Chuba Hubbard had a good game for them or against them. So I think the for sure is Neal. I'm on the Monangai side. Brian's on the Knight side. So maybe flip a coin there, Smitty, or go with your gut there. Different league. We're going to go ETN for this one. Or I am, I should say.
Yeah.
But I assume you are. Yeah.
And Smitty, you don't have to flip a coin. You can just go with the guy who's in the playoffs in 9 out of 10 leagues because Mike sucks,
Well, I like how you just ignore how I dominate our home league. You just leave that out, huh? What is it?
Yeah, but you're playing against a bunch of children.
Championship like every single year.
Children.
And then I just get tired and I couldn't do it last year. It's just it's tough.
I thought you did win last year.
No, I think I made the playoffs. I think I got eliminated. It came down to like the last, it was like a point or something. I lost to Brandon, I think. I know it was really, really close. I want to say it was that first week. But yeah, making the playoffs, you got to win the championships. If you don't win, let's see, you said 8 out of 9?
9 out of 10, I think.
If you don't win 3 championships, I think it's a disappointment.
I'm just going
for let's say make it. Let's say make it to 3 championships.
I just need 1 for now.
The 1-on-1 is mine. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I haven't really looked at your rosters and stuff, and Let's see here. So who did I say? I said Brendan. Brendan, does he have some big hitters? He has Love. He has Jefferson. JMO had a. Oh, he had a. Oh no, that's Jameson. I thought he had a better game. 14 points. I guess he didn't get the touchdown. I mean, Adonai Mitchell could maybe explode. Looking at the bench here, he has Travion on a bye.
I'm just looking at Down with Fun's team. I'm like, all right, what points can you shed right now?
Lamar, give me Lamar.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, you got Hunt and Chubb, and he's got it right there. He's like any third. Like he doesn't even want much for them, and like just no one wants those guys.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at it though. Like Down with Fun has some. I feel like he has some more heavy hitters, like Lamar, McConkey. I mean, Loveland can have a big game. Zay Flowers could have a big game.
Yeah,
London's out.
All those guys.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously. Luther Burden could have a big game.
How pissed are you going to be if Cam Ward has like a career game? He throws for like 403, just like out of nowhere against the Browns, and it's like, oh man, like
how pissed is Down with Fun be?
Yeah, because he's got Cam Ward.
Yeah, that would be funny. AD Mitchell or Burden? That's an interesting one. I might lean Burden with the Dunze out. I think it's more of a risk. I think, man, I don't even know who has more upside, to be honest. Or floor. I would assume Burden has a better floor, right? He's probably going to give you like at least 4 for 40 or something like that. Whereas, AD Mitchell is a little bit more of a boom bust kind of guy, although he is getting targets lately.
Yeah, that is kind of like a weird thing, right? I'll probably go Burden also, just because the game is, I mean, every game's must win for the Bears right now. Like, not to stay in, but to stay on top, right? Like, the Jets aren't even really playing for anything. So
yeah, I'm looking at weather. I mean, pretty cold tomorrow in Green Bay. Is it tomorrow they're playing? Yeah, it is. But looks sunny. Doesn't look like a lot of wind. It's just cold. Not super worried about that. And New York also just looks cold. So I lean Burden as well, but I don't mind either one. Maybe a little bit more upside to Mitchell, I guess. But I don't even know if that's 100% true.
Yeah.
Bears being the number 1 seed, never thought I would see the day of my heart full. Weren't they the number? Well, I don't know how old you are here in Dakota, but they were the number 1 seed back in 2006 in the NFC, right? Well, they made the Super Bowl. I remember they started off. They looked untouchable there. They were the number 1 seed. They looked untouchable like the first couple of months. Their defense was just like nasty. So, yeah, almost 20 years ago. Yeah, I know. I think my headphones are being weird. Hang
on. Yeah, Bears. Is Caleb going to hit 4,000?
I know he's on pace for something.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it last week. I'm just asking, what's your take?
No.
Yeah, I mean they've got some decent defenses coming up, right? They got Green Bay twice, Cleveland in between, Detroit in week 18.
It's all bad. I mean, all bad weather because they're playing either in Chicago or Green Bay, or I don't know where they're playing the Lions. I think they're playing in Detroit.
No, it's in Chicago.
Yeah, so it's all like outdoor, cold weather. Like, I don't think you will. But yeah, 2006, almost 20 years ago. But I mean, number 1 seed is like, it's not like, that's hard to get. That's hard to like. There's literally like, not many teams that can do it. So, you made it to a Super Bowl, right? I've never seen my Chargers. I was alive when they made the Super Bowl, but I was like 5 years old, 4 years old, so it doesn't really count. back in '94 or whatever it was, and then they got blown out. So, no, I mean Bears fans have struggled. I get it. Hello, edits. Bucks D a good streaming option for the playoffs. What do you have their schedule pulled up or?
Yeah. So they get Atlanta at Carolina at Miami weeks 15, 16, 17. So yeah, not bad. Not bad for the for a streaming option for sure.
Yep. You get at Carolina could be not great weather. So I'm just double checking.
It's always hard to kind of know because I feel like the DST settings vary the most across leagues. A lot of other stuff is like it's kind of easy to describe, like 6 point or 4 point per passing touchdown, or PPR, half PPR. So just kind of going with the general CBS standards settings, given like the matchups and stuff. Like Falcons are a decent matchup, kind of middle of the pack. Like there's no one here to like really run away from. They did put up. Well, they get the Saints this week too, so assuming you don't even need that. But I was going to say they scored 28 points in our league against the Saints back in week 8. So yeah, I don't mind it. The teams that they're going up against are right at the bottom, 25th or worse, in terms of letting up points to defense.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fine option. I was looking up Charlotte weather. Like, I don't know if off the top of the head, it's like, is Charlotte a cold city? Is it like, I know it doesn't get obviously as cold as like the Northeast and stuff, but just looking up averages and stuff, and it's not, I mean, it gets colder than like California, but it doesn't get that cold there. Average high is 50. Average low 31. I mean, that's cold, but it's not like crazy cold. So, which clone of you two will kill and take over the life of the others?
So the one clone kills the other 3. Like my clone would kill both Mike and his clone and myself. Is that the question?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I keep mine pretty well chained up, so I feel pretty confident.
I don't know where mine is, so probably mine.
Oh shit! You let it get out.
Let it get out. Need CD in London back next week. Yeah. Luckily, CD has an extra few days. That looked pretty bad. Like one of those arms kind of gets frozen type of concussions, and man, he was on pace for a really good game, but. Hopefully London, I don't know what they're going to do there. I mean, the coaching staff has incentive because they could get fired, but like the Falcons aren't going anywhere. Smarty says he locked in playoff bye week, but don't feel confident about my team anymore. 12-man PPR. Daniel Jones, Brock Purdy, Warren, Javonte, Puka, Pickens, Tyler Warren, Devonta Smith. You got K9, London. I mean, London comes back. It's a pretty good team. You got heavy hitters in like London, Puka, potentially Pickens can always put up big games. Warren is, a top 5 tight end. Your quarterbacks, you're probably rolling with Purdy at this point. You're just kind of hoping for give me, 16, 18 points from your quarterbacks. Warren and Javonte are both, RB2s. So you don't have like a smash RB1, but you kind of hope, Pickens, if Pickens, Puka, and London kind of go off, you're probably going to win your matchups with those other guys just kind of doing what they're projected to do. So those are your 3 guys that you're hopefully going to be riding in the playoffs, So,
man,
just
Just any
Exactly.
chance you get to talk shit about Javonte Williams, huh?
Yeah. I mean, is he not? Do you not consider him an RB too?
I don't know. He's 7th on the season, right?
Yeah. Where's he at in point per game?
Oh God, I knew you were gonna ask that.
Well, I mean, it makes more sense to look at per game than this
Yeah,
is
I
not
know.
including Thursday. He's RB9 per game. So there you go. I
Well,
still view him as like a
you should count Thursday if you're looking at per game, right? Because he played that
no,
game.
I'm just saying it doesn't though. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
excluding it. It just didn't have it in the system.
Well, it looks like it was pretty close to what he did or what he's been doing on the season, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with Javonte. Like, he is what he is. He needs a touchdown or you're going to be disappointed. Like, but he's not, I guess when I think of like an RB1, smash RB1, like I'm thinking of like, McCaffrey, JT Gibbs, these guys that can just like, they can have blow up games without touchdowns, they can win you weeks. Javonte is a kind of a touchdown or bust running back. That's just what he is. But he's on a good offense, and he's been good this year. So I don't think I love starting him. I'm starting him every week, but I don't expect him to win me my week for sure. So I think you have a decent team here. Projected 115 this week. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know what your scoring settings are. I feel like that's a little low. Like you already had a good game from Javonte, right? What would you say? He gave you 67 yards with 2 catches in it. So he gave you like 14 PPR points. I feel like that's probably right around where he was averaging.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That seems a little 115 feels a little low in the projection there. I'd probably go a little bit higher. But I also, again, I don't know your scoring settings, like what's a good week, what's a bad week. I know for some leagues, like 120 points is actually a good week. So,
well, I'm assuming the way he formatted his team, it's only 2 receiver, 1 flex, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, relatively shallow. Sorry.
So start 7, you're saying?
I think so, right? Because I mean, he's just the way he put his receivers in. I mean, he's got 2 running backs. He's got Warren and Javonte, and then it's Puka Pickens, and he goes to tight end, and then Devontae Smith. So I assume Smith is his flex, and then it goes kicker defense, and then his bench.
So start 7. It would be about 16 and a half points per player. 130 is good. So I mean, you're projected for 15 under a good week. Like it just takes one guy to double his projection, and you're good. You'll get there, kind of.
Yeah, and you have a lot of guys who could do that. I mean, obviously, the Pickens thing kind of hurts.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Pickens.
Yeah, but I mean, Warren can make that up probably. Tyler Warren. Devontae Smith could have, one big play that kind of erases some of that gap, and obviously Puka as well. So,
yeah, and he's already made the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
and a bye week. So like, he's more looking like, all right, how does my team look for 16 and 17? And again, like you get London back, I think this team can beat anyone. It just So, Christian Watson this week, probably like off the top of my head, like high end wide receiver 3, low end wide receiver 2. He's been good.
That's kind of where I would put him as like a low end number 2, and basically, obviously with the upside to be in the top 12. We know it only takes like one big play for him. He's pretty good at getting the touchdowns. I'd say, like if you were actually like doing projections, where they give like fractional touchdowns as part of their points, I'd say he's good for 3/4 of a touchdown this week.
Yeah.
Target share has been increasing, or maybe not share. I don't know how many passes. I'm not going to look up how much Love is throwing, or I guess I could. But I mean, 10 and 17 targets in the last 2 games. That's 4 games worth for him, kind of a thing. So it's good that that's kind of trending up. He's obviously like the receiver who's playing the best right now. So the rapport is building, and Love, yeah, he's actually exactly at a 33% target share. 2 weeks. Christian Watson.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna say
Jayden
with
Reed might be
Reed
back.
coming back. Yeah.
That. Yeah, and plus matchup could be a shootout. Might not be, but could be. And Bears are give up they're on the plus side of points allowed to receivers. I don't think they're near the top, but they're definitely on the plus side. So yeah, right around there. Do you think Henderson could be a league winner after the bye? My only issue is like how they used Ramondre last week. Last time we saw them, it was a little bit closer to what we were seeing before Ramondre got hurt. So I don't think so. I mean, Ramondre played almost 60% of the snaps. I want to say he got the 2-minute drill, third down work and stuff. So I don't think so, unfortunately. It would take a Ramondre injury for that to happen.
Yeah. I agree with that. Like the potential's there, but it's not necessarily looking like the slam dunk it was before last week.
Yeah, he's going to have to be pretty efficient if he's going to be a league winner. Like he's going to kind of have to be what he was like against the Bucks there, where he had those couple big plays and stuff. Like he's going to have to be more of a big play guy. I think he's still going to be very startable, but not a league winner, unfortunately, unless he's super efficient. Woody Marks against Kansas City. Yeah, I mean, Woody Marks is not super efficient. Again, I kind of just have him in that like bucket of like RB2, low end RB2s that I know they're going to get work. I know he's going to get, I mean, just looking at Woody Marks, he's had, 15 plus touches basically in every game the last 6 weeks, except for one. He hit 20 last week. Not going to do a lot of catches. He's kind of a Javonte Williams. Like that's what Woody Marks is. So if he gets in the end zone, you're going to be happy because he's probably going to give you 14, 15 points at least. If he finds the end zone. If he doesn't, very good chance he gives you like 7 or 8. So now what does he do against the Chiefs is a good question because like at least the way I think about it is the Chiefs are good. Let's see how the Chiefs have been recently. They're definitely on the negative side, or they're on they're like 12. They give up the 12th least amount of points to running backs over the last 4 weeks, and the season it's even better. So yeah, he's a Javonte, and probably on a worse offense with a worse matchup. So, well, I don't know. Lions were not a great matchup either, but yeah, he's a Javonte on a worse offense. So that's kind of how I view him. So if I had to guess, I'd probably, if I were creating projections for points, I'd probably do like 9-ish points, 10 points, like kind of cover the bases of like right in the middle of not scoring a touchdown versus scoring a touchdown. So anything to add to Woody Marks there?
No, I think you're good.
I think I hope they continue with him though, and they kind of upgrade that offensive line because I do think there's some potential there with Marks. Would you guys trade a 27 first for Saquon? 27 should be a good class. Assume you're competing.
Yeah, I think he's worth it, because you're going to get him next year also, so you're getting, the end of this year and all of next year in terms of production before that pick is even anything. And it's probably not even startable like right away anyways, so most likely. So yeah, I think that's fair value, if you want to get out from underneath him. Obviously, like he's been a big disappointment this year based on where you drafted him, but He's still, an RB2, and we know what his potential is, and that offensive line is amazing. So, yeah, I would if I needed him, if I was going to like slot him in, but it's a little bit harder of a sell right now, right? Because he's not playing super well. So it's it's harder to get that from somebody who needs Saquon.
Who's been better points per game, Javonte or Saquon in PPR?
It's got to be Javonte, right?
Yeah, it is. But like, it's 2 points, which is significant. But like Saquon is like the worst player ever, and like Javonte is like, oh my God. Obviously, it's where you drafted them, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's been better too. But
that stuff matters.
Yeah. So like in a deeper league as well, like you're starting Saquon and still like he's still helping you win in deeper leagues. Shallow leagues, he hasn't been helping you win as much, but I think it's okay. Especially if you project that to be a late first. Assuming like if you're trading for Saquon, you have a pretty good team, unless it is just kind of like go for it all or nothing. And also like
I was going to say much harder to project a whole nother year in advance. You don't know what's going to happen next season, injuries or just whatever. But yeah, I think it's a decent move.
Also, like, would anyone be shocked if like Saquon goes on a run in the fantasy playoffs and wins your leagues? He has a really nice matchups. He gets the Raiders in the first week, which are more middle of the pack against running backs. I'm looking at the last 4 weeks. He gets the Commanders, which are the worst against running backs, and the Bills, which are fifth worst against running backs, like fifth best matchup for running backs, giving up the fifth most points. So he has a killer schedule in the playoffs. Like he could easily, we could be sitting here in week 17, looking at Saquon where he's out, where he's at right now. He has, we could be looking at it and like, oh shit, like Saquon rushed, he had, let's just say 1,500, 1,600 total yards or something like that. Like, because he just goes off in those 3 weeks. Wouldn't shock me. So, would you drop Daniel Jones for T-Law or Brissett? Then next week only keep Purdy. I mean, it's hard to ignore like what Brissett's been doing, like
yeah, for sure.
It's always hard to trust though. So this is for the rest of the season, Smarty, or next week only keep Purdy? Or is this like, you're using them this week? So it sounds like you're using them this week and then going with Purdy. So if I had to choose this week, I'd probably lean Trevor Lawrence because the matchup is a little bit more favorable in my opinion. So
yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, Brissett is going to throw for 40 plus times again this week against the Rams, right? Obviously, tough defense, divisional game, all that good stuff. And they're probably going to be playing from behind. So he's going to throw. Now, whether or not, like, what that looks like, it's been pretty good, like literally 2 touchdowns in every game, 2 passing touchdowns in every game he started, except for 1.
Yeah.
7 games. So, but yeah, no, I don't mind what you said though. You can easily get the same game from Lawrence more efficiently, I guess, a little, but
yeah. What do you project Godwin to do? I don't know. I'm not
5 for 60.
Yeah, I mean,
and that'd probably be his best game on the season. Well, he had 3 for 78 last week, but
and he dropped a touchdown too. Like,
yeah, that was rough.
That would have been like 4 for almost 100. I think it was about a 15-ish, 10 to 20 yards out or something. So it would have been close to 100, 4 for 100 and a touchdown. I don't know.
I think he's a fine flex in 3 receiver leagues.
Yeah. I think I agree with you right around like that 4 or 5 catch, 60-yard mark. So until we see something else, hard to project. But my wide receivers are solid. Quarterbacks are Josh Allen, but my running backs are hobbled. I have CMC, Kamara, Dobbins, Dowdle, Chubb, and Isaiah Davis. Yeah. So next year you would be, if you get Saquon, you would have CMC and Saquon, which is a great 1-2 punch at running back there. I don't think CMC is going anywhere if he stays healthy. I think he's still going to be very good for fantasy next year.
And you start Saquon over everyone else you listed besides CMC, right? For this year, if you're going for it. So, like, we don't know if or when Kamara's coming back. Dobbins obviously out. Dowdle on a bye, right? And also, wait, is he on a bye this week?
Dowdle,
yeah. So on a bye this week. Plus, we kind of want to watch another game of what that split looks like there. Chubb, you can't start, and so I don't mind it. I mean, what do you think the odds are that you're going to get a better running back for the next couple of years than Saquon? Aging Saquon, obviously, like not what he's done, but what he will do. Like that's a decently tall order still.
Yeah, for just one first.
Yeah,
probably pretty low.
I think it's a good deal for both of you guys. Like if that team's trying to rebuild and they're like, I got Saquon, like get that first. You're probably not going to get much more than that unless he has a serious bounce back game either a serious bounce back into the season / beginning of next season. But what are you realistically? He's going to be, older. People are going to start looking at it like, oh, well, I'm not giving you multiple firsts kind of a thing. So what are you realistically getting on top of that first for Saquon?
Saquon's not going to lose. Like, he's down to RB14, according to Keep Trade Cut. I assume if he kind of continues where he's at rest of the season, he'll dip a little bit more just because veteran player, they will dip. But he won't go too much further past like RB20. And also, if he just has a good fantasy playoffs, if he has a good NFL playoffs, assuming the Eagles make it, then he's going to shoot back up in value pretty easily. So I think it's okay. Marv, is Wando worth a 202 in a 14-man league? He's sending BTJ to 202, 227 thirds for Brees, Kelsey, and Wandale. Should I try and buy a different tight end with 2 thirds? I mean, it sounds like you're kind of pushing some chips in to go and compete this year. I'm fine. Obviously, Kelsey's been awesome this year. He's been he's the tight end 2 on the year, tight end 4 per game on a per game basis. I don't necessarily think 14-man. How many starters are we looking at here, Marv? Wandale for the 202 feels like a lot, but also Wandale's been a wide receiver 2 this year and very consistent, basically all year. So in a 14 team, start 8 or 9. He said it right here.
8 or 9. No, I think you should start 9.
And everyone else start 8. So 14 teams start 8 is basically a 12 team. What, start 9? No. Start 10? No. Between 9 and 10, right? 14 teams start 8.
26, right?
14 teams. I'm using calculator. 112. 14 teams start 8 is 112.
No, I said 9.
Well, I said 8, so you got the answer wrong. You didn't read the question. No,
so 12 teams start 10.
12 essentially, right?
Yeah.
For a start 9, and then a start 8 is a 12 team start 9, in between 9 and 10.
Let's talk about this some more.
Yeah, I'm just I feel like it's a little bit high, but I also don't hate it. If you're plugging him into your roster or something like that, because again, like he's been good this year on a per game basis, wide receiver 19. a top 10 wide receiver overall. So you're getting a low, probably to me, you're getting a low end wide receiver 2 for this year. The problem is I just don't know what he is next year. That's where I'm a little bit hesitant. And I'm always going to be hesitant. And like, unless I'm getting like a no doubt smash player to plug into my roster, I don't care what I'm giving up for him. When I'm getting these guys that I consider more like, wide receiver, running back 2s, and I don't know what they are beyond that, like beyond this year, I'm a little bit hesitant to be giving up pretty high draft capital for them. But the 202 is also the 204 in a 12 team. So
yeah. Or the 206 and a 10 team. No, I'm just kidding. Just keep giving out all kinds of combinations.
What do you think about the 202 for Wandale?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna plug him in, I don't mind it. He has been good this year. I do like getting the Kelsey thing for the Kelsey person. He is a man. The trying to buy a different tight end with 2/3. I mean, obviously, like Kelsey will be better than basically anyone you can pick up.
For 2/3, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Chiefs don't make the playoffs. Kelsey retires. Can he go out like that?
I think there's a pretty good chance he retires. Yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
I'd lean like 70% he retires.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you look at it kind of like, BTJ for Brees, probably pretty even, right? 202 for Wandale. Like, you're paying up for now, and the 227 thirds. Like, it's basically that for Kelsey. So, I mean, I know that doesn't all exactly translate 1-to-1, but yeah, I think it's a good move to get right now.
I mean, I'm just looking at the list of like tight ends this year. Like Jake Ferguson's probably the only other guy I think you could potentially get for 2/3, and I don't even know if you could. That I would probably take over Kelsey just because he also has years beyond that. Like Kittle, I would as well. Like if you could do that move for Kittle, I would do that for sure. I guess I should add him in there. You're not getting McBride or Bowers. Tucker Kraft's hurt. You're not getting it for Warren. Kincaid, maybe, probably not. Laporta's hurt. I don't want to really do it for like Goddard, Juwan Johnson, these type of guys. So I think he's it's like him, Kittle, or Ferguson would be the other tight ends maybe to potentially try and do there. So
what about Brenton Strange?
Nah. I mean, he's fine, but I would want Kelsey.
Yeah, me too.
Pretty easily over him. So you want Kelsey to stop your league mates from getting him. Who's Minnesota's starter next year? Mac Jones, Brissett, Davis Mills, Jameis. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I do think, like, if I had to guess right now, I would guess McCarthy. Obviously, if you made me choose a name, if you gave me McCarthy versus the field, I might choose the field because I do think they're going to make it a competition. They're going to say, we're going to have a quarterback competition, and there's a very good chance JJ McCarthy loses. So if you give me the field, I choose the field. If you make me choose a specific name, I choose McCarthy because I know he's going to be on the team. So, Minnesota also sneakily, as I pull up Tankathon, one of my favorite websites, they are sitting there at the 11th spot. They're tied with Atlanta and Cincinnati.
I was going to guess 12.
Yeah, so they're tied with Atlanta and Cincinnati, who are above them because of a easier strength of schedule. Looking at the Vikings schedule, I assume it's going to be pretty tough. They get, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants, Lions, Packers. Packers, who knows where they're at last week of the season, but good chance they're still playing for something. So they could easily lose, 3 of those 5. They could win 1 or 2 of those. So we'll see, but it's a good question. It is a good question who they bring in. Mac Jones could be a guy that fits that. I mean, he kind of comes from, look how good Mac Jones did with Shanahan. that system's very similar with O'Connell and where they kind of need someone who can read. They don't need strong arm strength type of guys. They need guys who can read the defense pre and post snap. And I think McCarthy struggles with that, which is why he's struggling. So Purdy week 16 and 17, then T-Law this week. Say goodbye to Jones. Yeah, that's fine. Although he hasn't been terrible, even with the injury. We'll get to a couple more here, guys, and then take off. Should I move Judy and Hawkinson for DJ Moore and a 27-second? I would take the DJ Moore and 27-second side. I don't think it's like a smash win, but.
Sorry, which side? The Moore and the pick?
Yeah, I'd want Moore over Judy, and I'm fine with getting like a second for Hawkinson at this point. So. Yeah,
I think that's where we're at.
Sold one, trade high on Pittsburgh. So trade high on Pittsburgh tight ends. It's tough right now. Washington maybe a creeper. I like Washington. I hope they make Darnell Washington a thing. He's fun to watch. But yeah, I mean, I think I've mentioned this before. I played in a fantasy baseball league where you get team pitchers. Usually you draft like individual pitchers, but it was just a team pitcher thing. I wish you could do that with the tight end sometimes. Like, team tight end. And Pittsburgh would be up there, man. Their tight ends are awesome. I don't really know what to do with those guys, though, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, what is Jonnu's contract situation here? He's only on a 1 year, so he could very easily go somewhere else. Oh, no, it's 2 year. 2 year. So they don't have a huge dead cap number on him. Well, Freiermuth must be coming up on what's he been in the league now? This is his 4th year? 3rd year? Oh, no, he signed a contract. Okay. So they signed him. So Freiermuth's for sure on there. I don't know. I really don't know which way to go with those guys. Like, I think they're just going to be frustrating. Is Arthur Smith. This is what he does. That's why I remember Pitts being so frustrating, and you're using Jonnu Smith. And Jonnu Smith had a good year. Like, all these guys are used a lot for Pittsburgh, and it's going to continue that way with Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. So, should I trade Josh Allen for Caleb Williams and Ladd?
Deeper leagues, definitely better, right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you obviously, you're getting a lot younger at the quarterback position. Josh Allen's only 29, though. It's not like he's 35 and showing any signs of slowing down. So you could make that move. I think I'd rather still have Josh Allen, though. He's still the 101 in a startup for me.
Yeah, where's Caleb, though? Probably in a super flex, probably a first-round pick or 1-2 turn?
Yeah, somewhere back there. 10 to 15 or something.
I don't mind this. Yeah, I don't mind this trade there. I do agree, deeper leagues, it's nicer. But
yeah, I mean, you made, arguably a similar move in our shallow dynasty league, right? 10 teams start 10 in the preseason. You traded for Lamar. You gave away Malik Neighbors and Caleb, right?
And I got Jalen Warren.
Oh, yeah. So,
but a little bit of context there. Running backs are much better in that league. So, a top 20 running back is close to a wide receiver 12 or so. I was also pretty deep at receiver. So,
yeah.
I'm fine with it. Either way, I'm fine. Shallow league, I think I agree. I'd probably keep Josh Allen. So, 10-man league, and I just picked up Jaden Daniels off the waiver wire. I have Jaden Herbert and Dart. Who do I drop?
Yeah, that's tough. If you need a win this week, I mean, Herbert. Are you going into Dart's on a bye.
Let's start Jaden.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Week 17. So he's looking ahead here.
Yeah.
So I don't think he needs to win.
He does mention that he cares about playoffs.
Herbert's Chargers schedule is just insane. I'm fine with dropping him and just rolling with Daniels and Dart in the playoffs. The Chargers get Houston, Kansas City, Eagles this week. There's one other team. It's Cowboys, which might not be tough, but yeah, I'm fine with dropping Herbert. So,
yep.
Guys like Judkins, Scottaboo, Hampton's ADP in the next redraft. I think Hampton will be the highest if I had to guess.
He'll be round 2.
Yeah.
And the other 2 guys will be round probably 3.
3 or 4. Scottaboo, we'll see. I mean, he has to come back from that injury and look like him. But the thing with him, though, his game.
He might get pushed down a little.
Yeah, his game is not really super reliant on, he just runs people over, right? So I think he'll be pretty high, though, as well. Judkins will be up there. But if they don't improve their quarterback situation, people are going to be a little bit skeptical about, that whole situation there. So
in Cleveland.
Yeah, in Cleveland. I mean, Judkins has still been very good given the situation, like a low-end RB2, but you just got to always be a little bit hesitant about these guys. All right, we'll power through these and head out. Leaning Herbert right now. I only care about the playoffs. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with dropping Herbert there. Better stash for the playoffs. Texans or Browns. Let's pull up Texans schedule.
So Browns get. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine.
Browns in weeks 15 through 17. It's Chicago, Buffalo, Pitt. So obviously you don't like that Buffalo. Right in the middle. Yeah.
Texans are Cardinals, Raiders, Chargers. So I like the Texans more.
There you go.
Yeah. So I think we're good with dropping Herbert, rolling with Daniels and Dart. Yeah, you can also do that too. If you feel like if you want to hold 3 guys, you're also potentially holding it from someone else. So that's fine too. So yeah, appreciate everyone. We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, an hour before the games. Rookie Dynasty rookie scouting incoming. We're going to be putting out videos here related to that. So get excited for that. I know last year I did my first Dynasty rookie draft, December 28th or 9th. So still don't know who's coming in. They're playing the conference championship games. Bowl games are happening all the month of December. College football playoffs, which is only 12 teams, but so still a lot of uncertainty about who's coming out. But yeah, appreciate everyone. And any last words?
No, make that playoff push.
Make that playoff push. Yeah, and I was just reading that last comment. Well, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.